Hi, thanks for stopping by. My name is Netley. I wanted to start this channel. Um, I was actually inspired by Lisa Marie Presley's book. I just finished her audiobook and I thought it was so neat that her daughter was able to listen to the audio recordings that Lisa Marie had made in order to start this book. And sadly, she passed away before she could finish it, but her daughter did compile the audio and then put it into book form. And I thought it'd be really neat to memorialize my own events. My daughter, when she's older, she could come to this channel and see how goofy and silly her mom is, and just to see what I was going through, at that certain part of my life. So again, welcome. It's going to be a lot of just random things I want to talk about. For example, Lisa Marie Presley's book that I just finished. I actually listened to the audiobook, and I was not a big audiobook person for a long time. I was the traditional, no books, like hard copy books are best. But as a wife and a mom, I've realized that I can do so much. I can get through books and while I'm doing, while I'm making dinner or I'm doing laundry. So that's how I got into the whole audiobooks thing. I'll tell you how I got into the whole Elvis Presley world. I was not really ever, I didn't consider myself an Elvis fan. I knew some of his songs. Suspicious Minds was my favorite, but I didn't have a whole, I didn't really know a lot of other songs other than like the really, really big top hits like Jailhouse Rock, which was okay to me. But I saw Priscilla Presley's book available on the on Audible, and so I thought, okay, why not? Let's kind of find out a little bit about what's going on. And I actually I prefer to listen to or read about the person's partner or spouse, because it'll show a perspective that if Elvis had written a book about himself, he probably wouldn't even think to include, or little things like that. So Priscilla's book was a good read or a good listen. She talks about her relationship, how they met and whatever. And she also mentions Ginger Alden, whose name I'd never heard of before listening to her book. And Ginger Alden was Elvis's last girlfriend or fiance. She was the one who found him, unfortunately. So I thought, okay, well, I want to listen to Ginger Alden's book. I found out she has a book. So listen to her book, and I thought, okay, she describes the relationship and how the day she found him. And I thought, and then both Priscilla and Ginger mention Linda Thompson in their book. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna listen to Linda Thompson's book. So it just kind of had me do a deep dive into like the world of Elvis. And Linda's book was much more descriptive and sorry, heard a noise. Much more descriptive. Priscilla's book, she did talk about her concern about Elvis's prescription drug use. Ginger really didn't mention it too much at all. But Linda's book really actually, she goes into detail about it, which I think is pretty honest. I'm sorry, I'm just like hearing weird noises. Anyway, so and then after I finished those books, I actually read the book that was written by Elvis's former bodyguards called Elvis: What Happened. It was by Red and Sonny West and then David Hebler. And that was another interesting perspective, because this perspective is from the guys, so there's no really emotion involved, not a lot of like relationship emotion involved the way these other women were. And so when I found out that Lisa Marie was her book was out, I had to listen to it, and it's a really good listen. You appreciate what a complicated person she was. Obviously, everybody's multidimensional, but I think we get used to, for me anyway, seeing celebrities or celebrity children or children of celebrities, and you think like, oh, poor little rich kid, what kind of problems would they have? But I felt really bad for Lisa Marie. You can tell that she was stuck in, the 9-year-old that lost her father is still in her body. She's kind of like stuck there. Her mom didn't really do anything from Lisa's standpoint in helping to get her, maybe I don't even know if grief counseling existed back then, but she acted out, and I can understand why. It's a very emotional book. It's also very emotional for me too, because at the end of the book, Riley Keough is describing, the day that her mom had passed away. And I just recently lost my mom. Well, not recently, it's been a year, just a little over a year. But listening to Riley talk about that did bring a lot of emotion and a lot of memories. It invoked a lot of memories of the day that my mom passed. And in another video, I'll talk about what happened and what it was like then and what it's like now, and the whole grief process and all the crazy, crazy things that's happened with my mom's husband since she passed. But that's another video for another day. I'll also be posting videos about, like, it's my real estate journey. I just got licensed, so it should be fun, or it should be really boring, but it's just going to be a lot of just random stuff. So if you're still with me, thank you. And let me know if there's, if you've read the book or any of those books, and how you felt about it or what you thought of it. I will say that in Ginger's book, so now that I'm able to compare the stories, in Ginger's book, I did feel like this is before I read or listened to Lisa Marie's book. In Ginger's book, I did feel like her mission wasn't really just to tell the story, but to try to prove to us that or prove to the reader or listener that she and Elvis did truly love each other, were madly in love with each other, and everything was great, and everyone, was happy. Although she did mention that when she and Elvis had announced their engagement, that no one really congratulated her. She felt left out at Elvis's funeral, like not really involved. And in in Elvis, What Happened, the boys, or his former bodyguards, did kind of mention that no one really liked Ginger. And then in Lisa Marie's book, she said the same thing, that she didn't like Ginger, and that no one liked Ginger. So, it's hard, through the eyes of a child, you understand, like, everyone has their own story. Obviously, everyone has their own story based off of the different books that I've listened to. So anyway, if you've read any of those books, let me know in the comments what you thought. Any questions you have, I'll try and answer them. And then if you aren't completely bored yet, feel free to subscribe to this channel so that way you get updates. I'm going to try to update often. I have a lot of things on my mind, kind of goofy like that, so I don't know. All right, well, thanks for hanging out. I will see you guys soon. Bye.